have triumphed on Inferno. They have won Lag's map pick. Now it is their turn. Now it is Lag's time to shine on their opponent's map pick of Train. Why is there a knife round on map 2? There's a knife round on every round because, face it, haven't yet gotten rid of it. Because their servers are set up to always run a knife round no matter what kind of a game it is. So we get a knife round no matter what. So this is going to be an interesting one. Again, I did not expect to see the Train pickup out of NRG. Oh, they're going to walk into these dualies of Sandman. They're going to get wrapped on, too. This pistol round about to be very interesting in the Brown Halls. It does force NRG to play this one a little bit slower, but they're not giving up on the B site. That might be the wrong call. 15 seconds left. And it's just a full-on... It's going to be a full-on battle over here. Just by the stairs, because why not? Just a full-on bloodbath. With NRG taking the advantage. It's going to be a 1 versus 3, and Mason, the only one left standing for Lag, as NRG get the bomb down on the A bomb site. So this USP going to have to be huge if Lag want to win the pistol. Oh, that's a good start, though. Headshot onto Exotic, but the Molotov will force him out onto the open, and Bro deletes him. NRG with the pistol, just like the last game. And yes, it is bloopers. It is me. So, again, I am interested to see, because up until Fragadelphia, Lag had a 100% win rate on Train, right? They were Train merchants, and so NRG picking Train into them is a ballsy pick. The flashes, though, making this force buy completely blanked out. Not a singular kill coming in from Lag, so this is definitely... Oh, well, Wolfie wants to change that, so at the very least there's one, but NRG with a very solid couple of rounds to start this one off, and now they're just going to be up against the pistols, no rifles. I am doing pretty well. NRG with a very strong start here, should have this third round locked in. See if the pistols of Lag have anything to say about it, but if I've seen NRG, they can handle business here. Eagle out. Can't quite connect. Sandman does in the end. But Lag are going to be forced to rotate. This one going to be a B bomb site bonanza. As Bro flattens Brett to start this one off. Bomb going to go down. The rotation does hit onto the server. But I don't think these rifles, they're too far away for much of a response from Lag. Nitro getting close up and personal with the Galil just to claim his frags, but that's just going to give opportunities for Lag. A couple of Deagle headshots, and it does feel like they're maybe back into this. George just sitting on site, sitting on the bomb with a MAC-10. Oh yeah, it's... Hold on. Carson? Okay, bomb radius on Train, not very big. Yes, there is a Chicago esports league. They don't do Counter-Strike, though. Like, I gotta start meeting with them and seeing... Because, like, the point is for more LGBTQIA+ type folks, which is part of how I got interested in the first place. But because Counter-Strike involves counter-terrorists, terrorists, bombs, blood, and gore, it's not very friendly to, you know, that sort of crowd. That would be super cool. All right. Round number 4, and Brett going to open this one up for Lag. NRG looking to make this an A hit. It's a good start if they can get past Brett, but They still have to contend with him and Consti's AWP. 2 players left for NRG, and it feels like this round just started 30 seconds in. Nitro on 3 whole hit points, but he will get the bomb down. And they've snuck themselves into Ivy as well. Wait a minute, NRG playing this one kind of a confusing way, keeping lag on their toes. Interestingly, we've got Nitro just chilling behind these new boxes here on train. He's going to be smoked up as George gets deleted by the AWP. Nitro going to be able to get himself a couple of kills, but he's not going to stop this. He did stop the defuse, but it will still have, there will still be enough time for Consti to defuse this and lag. Ooh, just enough time. Okay.
Counter-terrorists win.
But is this the start here for lag? There is a little bit of money on the NRG side. It looks like Carson's going to be tossing some AKs around for the full buy. This buy for lag is honestly not looking too great. They do have 3 MP9s and train. Not the same map of long angles it used to be, but still a map where I feel like those SMGs are not the most favored things in the world. But NRG, this setup feels like it almost favors these SMGs. It gives the opportunities for picks from these dangerous weapons where they wouldn't otherwise exist. Just fanning out across the map. And taking it slow. Oops. Taking it slow. Wolf doesn't have any skins. He never plays with them. He's like a liege in that way. No one tell him I said that, though. That'll make his head too big, and he's already got a big head with no hair. NRG looking to execute out on the B-bomb site. They do have that bomb leaned on over here. It's only 2 players to stop them. Mason getting pushed up close and personal. Wolf playing on the top side of things, but it's really going to be up to Mason to stop this push. George answers back with 2, but the nade will soften up NRG. They should be able to get this bomb down before the rotation arrives. But with the HP as low as it is, these MP9s can chew right through them. Brett going to be the first one in, looking in through Z. They do have Consti in from CT as well. Brett going to be spotted, but now the AWP gets a chance to answer some questions as well. They're trading the aggro from NRG. Brett just deletes 2, and it's Consti to erase Nitro from the server. Lag will take a second round. Again, a very close defuse. They keep sending the players without kits to do the defusing, and so it keeps these rounds so very, very close. But they do secure it in the end. Well, that's going to leave NRG in a dire straits. Time for those pistols to make an appearance. We haven't really seen... I've been hyping up the pistols to be something really scary for both of these teams, and it feels like neither of these teams has had the godlike pistols that I'll sometimes expect that just come out just deleting everything in their path. I mean, a couple of kills for George and Bro, but now Exotic's got to do it alone, and 1 versus 2, it's just not going to happen. Lag, bring it back to a third. Tie this one up once again. What is that clip? We're in a timeout. I'm going to really quickly click on this, but I'm going to have to make sure to mute it. Okay. He picked up the masterpiece, and you clipped that. Okay. Fair enough. That's a pretty good clip. I like the masterpiece. Like I said, I can't open my storage units, or I'd show you my masterpiece. Now, ragtag weapons from NRG. They've got the Galils out. They've got the AKs. See if they've got the shots to break this stalemate. It does feel like lag are starting to get their wings under them. Only takes a little bit on the CT side of Train, but if the last game is anything to go by, these teams are just going to butt heads. You really can't count a team out until you played all 24. Man probing on out towards Ivy. Carson here to meet him. The flash, though. Ooh, this molly will flush him out. Not quite. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Aha, I smoked the fire. It didn't actually smoke it. Again, NRG taking these east-side Train rounds quite slow. Hard to tell if that's really the play, because it's giving lag so much time to set up. And I mean, as I say that, they peek on out, and it's suddenly a 3 versus 5. So, NRG, what feels like a desperate push onto the A-bomb site. There's still plenty of firepower here for lag. Consti's AWP loudly speaking up, but the trade out from Bro and Nitro brings this one back to a 2 versus 2. Ooh, but Mason doesn't want to let this round go so easily. 10 seconds left. There's not enough time for a rotation for Nitro. He's going to try it anyway, though. Just try to get out and get to safety, but this bomb definitely not going down. And oh, Nitro spots the player behind the box and will go down after time. That is a huge advantage for lag. That has got to be horrific if you're NRG. Are you on a team, or have you ever been on a team? Oh, so I didn't get to say it before. So while I'm in the timeout, for a short time, I represented Nouns, and I was trying to be like, look at this team. I'm working with them. I'm trying to I was trying to be the person that would try to talk CS at the NFT meetings to try to convince the NFT holders to invest in Nouns. And I was in the CS community trying to convince CS players not necessarily to purchase the Nouns NFTs, but to participate in the community, like get in the Discord, vote on things, all of that. And neither one really worked. Like, the Nouns holders were like, these CS players just see us as a money pit, and the CS side of things were like, the Nouns holders are just stupid crypto bros. So I couldn't get either side to see eye to eye, and so they decided to drop their team. I mean, considering that if they had made the major, I think it would have been a different story, but they didn't. And so, no, and the thing I'm saddest about, were they stupid? I mean, they were business people. The Nouns were business people, and they were making decisions based on owning a team as a business. And if your team doesn't make money, which most teams don't make money, then you can't just keep funding the team over and over when they don't provide any returns. So I can absolutely see why you wouldn't want to keep funding them. And And I have completely talked over that round, but it was a pistol round. NRG did get 2. But, like, this is something that I think all team owners will think about at some point, right? You know, we've got NRG and Lag in the chat. We've got, because I saw Nick, I think that's what the N stands for. I'm terrible with names. And I know I saw the NRG account in here too. And unfortunately, we are past the days of esports just being a band of friends. Okay, hold on. A band of friends out on the A bomb site. NRG just flatten the Lag defense. It's just Wolf left standing. He gets himself a kill onto Carson, but the instant trade out of George and NRG might just have their feet back under them. Okay, so Flavortown. I don't know how much other esports you've followed. Overwatch tried to do that. Overwatch were like, okay, all right, if we give all of our teams locations, then that will make people want to be fans of them from the locations. Spoiler alert, it cost millions of dollars and didn't work. With physical sports, location makes sense. With esports, it really doesn't. Oh my goodness. The flash is on out, and once again, Nitro going to open things up quite solidly. So, just dumpsters Brett. He's looking for more, though. He knows there's another player here, and Mason going to be that unlucky contender. Wolfie looking to get something back for Lag, but only the first. So 4 versus 2 is not looking good for Lag now. It might be NRG not only stealing one, but evening it out as well. Sandman put to sleep. And it's just constantly left over. Well, so I think there's 2 big problems with trying to give esports physical location. One, it is entirely unnecessary, right? As cool as it used to be really cool when teams used to have team houses. And if you're not as old as me, you're not going to remember things like, oh, we've got the Complexity team house. We've got the TSM team house. We've got the Team Liquid team house. Back in the old days, here's the Team Curse team house. And the teams would make content with all of their members doing things. Like one of my favorites was Team Liquid had an import player that didn't have a driver's license. So I don't think it was the current owner, but one of the Team Liquid owners was literally coaching their import player on how to drive. Like, I don't know if any of you have had kids and you had to teach them how to drive. I haven't been through that, but it was hilarious to watch someone else do it. Like, could you see if Hulzerk didn't have his driver's license, Jason Lake teaching him how to drive? That would be cinema. That would be amazing. Especially in the streets of Texas. You've got this big state. You've got the open roads. And you've got Hulzerk just, you know, flooring an F-150 across the countryside. That would be cinema. But, like, so those sorts of content pieces were, like, my favorite things in high school and college. And, like, that young post-college. Anyway, let's comment on the round, because Sandman's just been turned into glass by the fire. You like that channel points reward? It literally just wastes channel points. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I was like, bro is about to meet Brett, but no, bro is actually in the back halls. So 2 players out on the B bomb site. The AWP not present is rotating on in. But NRG just vacuuming up the space on the B bomb site. They're just suctioning in every little bit, not giving Lag a single spot to stand. Consti's AWP gonna have a mountain on its hands, but it is completely denied as NRG will break this stalemate for 6. Or like, imagine if you got, okay, so you know how you see in a lot of the like team meetings, you'll see like Team Vitality all playing soccer. Imagine if you had NRG just, you know, shooting hoops, right? You've got Captain America. Like, I could imagine a one-on-one game of basketball with Nitro and Exotic. I think that would be great. Exotic is really short. Well, either way. Either way. I think teams need to start looking into content again to really have an identity. But okay, so this has all been, well, we'll get into the round and then I'll get back to my digression. Oh my gosh. Brett trying to get the aggressive peek. Consti does make the trade, but it's still a 1-for-1. NRG charging onto the B-bomb site. Wolfie here trying to hold them back, but he's run himself halfway out of bullets and he can't get a single kill. He does soften up George. Is that going to be enough? There's 2 players left here for Lag to try and win one. Try and bring this one back to a tie. Oh my goodness. Caught on a ladder and burned out. Exotic with the final 2 to take the advantage here. NRG 7-5. A great half, to be sure. NRG starting off well on their T side on what is widely considered a CT-sided map. At the start of this, again, it felt like everybody was picking each other's maps. But as NRG start to put the pieces into positions, it's starting to become clear. Now it is Lag's turn to play that T side, and we did see a comeback from them when they swapped. They're able to replicate that performance. We might be in for another close one. George just watching back hauls. He's got some help in the form of Carson, who's going to wrap in through Long Dog. So this one could still be scary for Lag. They've got their forces corralled over by back hauls, but Carson is just clotheslines them one after another. Sandman with the trade. But it's cold comfort to Lag, who've already lost 2 and already lost a minute as they try to piece this round together. They will elect that B-bomb site. Nitro going to be the first one taking some shots. Doesn't connect on any of them, but that is going to give time for the rest of the cavalry to arrive for NRG. And Exotic will be the one to start off this retake with a kill. Nitro joining in. Wolfie, the last player standing, flattened by Bro. And Lag, they get the bomb down, but they lose the pistol in the end. Part of the reason I'm thinking of basketball was Fragadelphia 18s took place in basically a giant gym. So when people weren't playing CS, they were playing basketball. And then on the second to last and last day, people were playing dodgeball. And that was some fun content too. Again, you got to get the esports players in a little bit of fish out of water. You know, let the get. I realize everyone clowned on the Falcons no PC boot camp, but if it hadn't been for the drawings on the board, maybe there was some merit to that. You know, get them fit. Either way, though, it is rifles versus a broken buy on the side of Lag. Carson just splatters Mason against the wall. Three players for Lag trying to peek out through T main. Carson looking for some more action. Dropped down to 1, but finishes the kill in the end. Brett trying to answer back for his teammate. Just gonna get the Molotov. Oh, okay, it does pop. The way it bounced off the train, I thought it was gonna airburst. Oh dear. Well, that's a Falcons problem. 3 versus 5. The fact that you've left Carson on a singular hit point has got to be the worst part of this. Like, even if you manage to... If you lose this round and you go back to the demo and you're like, he had 1 hit point. Just 1. Brett alone in the 1 versus 4 recovers the bomb, but he's got Nitro looking down his sights at him. And the rest of NRG looking to collapse as well. It's George to claim the frag for a 9-5 scoreline on NRG. And with no bomb plant, that's going to leave Lag destitute on funds. So just pistols out for the Lag side. Looking a little bit like they might have run out of gas on this one. When you put your all into map number 1 and you just don't have anything left. Just having a rough day at the office. Although the Tech 9s, I've been hyping up the Tech 9s all night, only to get disappointed. Is this going to be the round where Lag are able to turn that disappointment around? Brett melts in the fire, but Wolfie's able to get the trade onto the Deagle. It's just Wolfie left standing in the 1 versus 1, and it's George to try and stop him. This Deagle has gone mad this round. But George, a tough customer on the other side of the server. Wolfie has to recover bombs still. No armor and 60 HP. It's a troublesome spot to be in. Especially this far down. But if he's managed to get out... If he's managed to accomplish so much on this pistol round, who's to say he can't get 1 more? George off in another zip code too. He's decided to rotate all the way over to the B-bomb site. He doesn't know where the bomb is, so... It's just the hunt for Red October. Both players playing this one silent. Running deep. Not taking any chances. Wolfie getting further and further from the bomb, so this round feels like it's chalked up. 20 seconds. There's almost no chance there's enough time to get the bomb down. At this point, Wolfie just has to look for a 1-tap. He's got 1 bullet, 1 opportunity to claim everything you ever wanted. Would you capture it? Or just let it slip? He's going to go for the smoke, and he is going to go for the bomb plant, but George's spray rings out true. And NRG grab a 10th round. Oh my gosh, 22-9 for George. Like, I thought this was Exotic's game, but that's just because I haven't been paying enough attention to George. My word, he has come out swinging since Inferno. Look, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit biased towards Oppers all the time, but I love a good comeback story, and having Exotic back onto the server, getting to cast one of his first LAN games, his first LAN appearances at Frag 19. I was that caster on the Thursday night for that NRG game. So I got to see some of the first Exotic footage of anybody. And I am a big fan of that kind of a comeback story. So I'm really hoping to see Exotic do well, but this time it's going to be Wolfie to open things up. Nitro caught over upper. That is an awkward turn of phrase. George tagged down pretty low too. Has to back it away. If only Lag were more prepared to execute out onto the B-bomb site, but this one looking like an A take. The frags will force them away. So when this now... Lag had the man advantage. Now, 4 versus 3. NRG already rotating over. First kill does go to Sandman to even things back out, but Exotic answers back. This AWP is landing shot after shot, but the moment I peek into it, has to go for the reload. Ooh, bomb over here, though, and Exotic will hold the line. 3 kills for the Opper on round number 16. So So like I said, I'm always going to be drawn to Oppers, especially in CS2, with how almost Opper unfriendly it is. But Exotic is definitely making me a believer. Honestly, Consti makes me a believer in the AWP. Like, you know, everyone says NA doesn't have real Oppers. They only have Oppers that compete against other NA players. And to some degree, it's true. But when they do hit, it's a beautiful thing. Leg trying to piece something together over toward B this time around. Wolfie gets tagged up. Ooh. They'll make it down. Mason just drops Nitro, dropping on in. This bomb going to go down on the B-bomb site, but Lag can't hold on to any of their players. So even though they do get the bomb down, it is just going to be an NRG round all the same. 1 point away from victory. 1 point away from a match point. 1 point away from their first match in ECL this cup. This season. Who's your favorite NA Opper of all time? See, I have to be careful, because if I say the wrong Opper, I don't know who's lurking in my chat right now to disagree with me. I'll just say somebody that's retired. JDM is my favorite Opper of NA. There, no one can disagree with that, right? Yeah, I'm not going to say someone who's actually in the server right now, because then it feels like I'm playing favorites. Well, 12-5, Lag obviously trying to keep this one running. 7 rounds, though, to bring this one to overtime. They were able to do it over on Inferno, bring it all the way over to overtime. Does lightning strike twice? They've already lost Mason on this round, but Brett answers back. It looks like he's got more to say. Double kill for the IGL does lead to a man advantage for Lag, but well, they've also got themselves a fair amount of space out on the A bomb site. The problem is they've left the bomb behind. So Sandman gonna go and recover that. Meanwhile, his allies will start to drop the NRG players. Bro, though, over the tough customer, now gonna have to do it alone. That round felt weird, though. Like, the bomb being so far away was a little scary. The nice thing about these cups, though, is this is a double elimination. So even if Lag aren't able to hold on, which they will go on for at least one more round. But even if they're unable to keep this one rolling, they still have another chance in the lower bracket. We can take a look at what the brackets look like after this game ends. Look at me saying this game is going to be over. Who knows? We might have 6 more rounds on our hands, chat. The night is very young. We've had a lot of very even games on our hands. This would be the one to buck the trend. Oh, that's a chunky nade. Lands at the feet of Brett. Lag Gaming weren't planning on going B. Now they've definitely managed a fine pickle of peppers. Sandman alone in the 1 versus 5 as the rest of his team runs out to their graves. Will he put them to sleep? He's got a minute to try. Bomb is loose, though, on the other side of the smoke. And on the other side of the smoke are 4 members of NRG. And they are ready to go to bed. They are ready to put Lag to bed. They're ready to send Sandman a dream. We can hear Bro just jumping around on the other side of the smoke. He's like, I'm going to pop this smoke. Sandman's like, I'm going to pop you. But there's still 4 more players for NRG. The only question is, who's going to be the one that closes it out? Of course, it's Exotic. Mr. Offer for NRG, 13-6. Sailing through their first match here in the first cup of NAECL Season 50.